Hi everyone, this is Teacher Patricia and welcome to this video lesson. I'm going to give you a few seconds to read this quotation by Colin Ray. It says, "If I were you, I'd promise to live life for all it's worth. Take all you've been given and leave your mark upon this earth. Trust your heart to show you everything you need. And if you were you, I'd fall in love with me." So, what do you think about it? Do you like it? Do you agree with it? I must tell you that I kind of agree with that, especially this part here when he says, "Leave your mark upon this earth." I always believe that we need to leave our mark upon this earth. I also like very much this humorous tone he gives in the end of the quotation. But let's take the very beginning of this quotation. "If I were you, I'd promise to live life for all it's worth." And I wanted to analyze the situation and tell me, is it real or unreal? Concrete or imaginary? Factual or hypothetical? If you said unreal, imaginary, and hypothetical, yes, you are right. This is the second conditional, and that's what we are going to talk about today. The second conditional, also called unreal conditional. So take a look at these other examples with the second conditional. We've just seen that the second conditional is used to talk about unreal, imaginary, or hypothetical situations. By analyzing all the sentences here, can you see the use for the second conditional? So in the first, when it says, "If they lived nearer, I'd visit them more often." My question is, do they live near? Not really. Or when it says in the second sentence, "I could exercise more if I had more time." Do I have more time? Not really. That third one, "She wouldn't be so tired if she had more help." Does she have help? Or the help she has is enough? Probably not, because she wouldn't be so tired. And finally, the last one, which is a question. What would you do if you won the lottery? So, can you see the hypothetical situations in all of the sentences? All right, let's take a look at the form for these sentences. Did you notice they have two clauses, the if clause and the main clause? The if clause is formed by if plus the past simple. And the main clause is formed by words would or wouldn't in the negative plus the base form. But it's also possible to use could or couldn't plus the base form. Something I'd like you to observe is that the clauses can change order. So we can start with the if clause, but if clause can come second. But when the if clause begins the sentence, it's always a comma. However, when it comes in the middle, it's not necessary to use a comma. But when you see the sentence using were instead of was, you might find it strange. But in fact, it's totally okay, it's totally possible and correct to use were in this case. But can I use was instead? Yes, you can. You can use both were or was. Were is more common in the second conditional, especially when you have this kind of sentence, "If I were you." But in different constructions, no problems at all. You can use both. And then I think we should compare a little bit the other conditionals. So take a look at these three sentences and then tell me, which conditionals are those? If you said the first sentence is the zero conditional or open conditional, you are right. The second is an example of the first conditional, and the third, the second conditional. We've just seen it. They are used for different purposes. The zero or open conditional when something is always true. That's why instead of if, we can also use whenever. which means always when. If I watch TV, I sleep. This is so true about me. Whenever I watch TV, I sleep. There is no change in meaning here. The first conditional when something is possible to happen. Like in this example, if it rains this weekend, I'll stay home. So it's possible to rain this weekend, and then this is the consequence. And the second conditional, as you know, for real situations, hypothetical situations, just like this example. If I had his number, I'd call him. And then we can assume that I don't have his number. But let's take a look at the form and compare them. The zero or open conditional takes, in the if clause, the present tense, and then in the main clause, present. The first conditional, if plus present, will or want plus the base form of the verb. And in the second conditional, if plus past, and would or wouldn't plus the base form, but it's also possible to use could and couldn't. Remember that? Then you can ask me, well, are there other conditionals? Yes, there are. All the third and the mixed conditionals, but we are not gonna talk about them today. Let's leave them for later. And to wrap up, I want to know, what would you do if you had a lot of time and money? I'd definitely travel a lot more. I'd visit a lot of places in the world. And that's all for today. Thank you very much for coming. For further practice, tap on the link you'll find here in the description of the video. And to practice this a little bit more orally in context, don't miss our live classes.